was in the landfill one day, and I thought I started having what seemed like a series of strange dreams. That's what they seemed like at first, at least. And in these dreams, these blue light beings, so when I say light beings, they were silhouettes of light at the time. So I didn't recognize what they were. I didn't recognize them as ETs or any type of extraterrestrial contact. I just saw these light beings would show up, and then they would sort of touch me, and I would sort of be transported into what I thought was a floating city. And throughout these dreams that were what thought were reoccurring, I was being trained in metaphysical science by these beings. They were teaching me how to levitate myself, float myself around, move my light body around, and then how to connect to other what I considered were objects. In this dream state, they were, energetic cubes or different geometries that would resemble, platonic solids or things like that. They'd have me lift these up, move them around, almost like an obstacle course. And so that happened for some time until eventually I could lift myself and move the objects around. And, this seemed like, some sort of like strange astral exercise program that I didn't understand. And then over some time of, going up into this, what I thought was a floating city, eventually it was then shown to me in a way in which, it was funny because when we talk about being groomed, it's always like a negative experience for people, being groomed in one way or another. But it felt like I was being groomed by these beings because at first I didn't know they were ETs. I didn't know what their, agenda was, even though it was benevolent. They seemed like, light beings. And then eventually after time, as I got comfortable with them, then I realized that these are extraterrestrials, because it went from being in a floating city with blue light beings to now this is very obvious, plain as day, that I'm in an extraterrestrial spacecraft, and that these beings have features